Hello, welcome to Premier Football Chat. Today we're just going to drop a video which is just going to summarise the World Cup so far. So everyone in the World Cup's played at least one game. So yeah, we'll start off with Ecuador, who got a win in the opening match against the host Qatar. So it was a comfortable 2-0 win. Enner Valencia scored the 2 goals. And the following day was England against Iran. England did amazing, they were outstanding. I've dropped a review on that one, so that finished 6-2 to England, and they put a good benchmark down for the rest of the big nations to follow. And yeah, Wales played the USA and that finished 1-1. So USA scored first through Weah, which is George Weah's son. So he went through one-on-one and scored, and then Gareth Bale got fouled and scored a penalty. And then yeah, the next day was when the first big shock in the World Cup came. That was between Saudi Arabia and Argentina. Argentina, who I thought were going to win the World Cup, and they're still my favourites too, but after that game against Saudi Arabia, I'm not as sure. So yeah, they went 1-0 up Argentina through a Lionel Messi penalty, and then they had about 3 goals disallowed through offsides. And then in the second half, right at the start of the second half, I don't know what happened to them. Like Saudi Arabia just came out and just swept them aside, like went 2-1 up, scored a couple of good goals, and then Argentina tried to get back into it. But for me, if you go 2-1 down in the second half and the big pressure on you as a big nation like Argentina, that's enough time to get back into the game and get at least a point in that game, but they didn't. And credit to Saudi Arabia, they got the win, they deserved that as well. France also made their appearance in the World Cup as a winner, so this was their first time as playing in the World Cup as winners from the 2018. So yeah, they've had a few injuries and in this one, so there was a few players missing, and in this game Lucas Hernandez got injured quite early on as well, and they also went a goal down, but France did really well. Lucas Hernandez's brother came on to replace him, Theo Hernandez, who plays for Milan, and I thought he was really good when he came on. He set up a goal as well. I think it was the first goal that he set up, and France came back and won 4-1. So yeah, I thought at first when Australia scored that goal, I thought, oh, could we be on for another shock as well? But yeah, they did really well, France. Mbappe was outstanding, his pace was just a massive problem, and yeah, they're up and running as well. They put a good marker down, and so did Spain as well. They got a comfortable 7-0 win against Costa Rica. They played really well in that game, outstanding, just passing the ball really well. It was like a throwback to 2010 at times, watching them play. And yeah, they sort of put the world on notice that they're still here and there could be a big problem for the rest of the world during this World Cup. And Gavi is a young player for Barcelona, scored a lovely goal outside of the foot on the volley, really good. And it was a nice, comfortable 7-0 win. Costa Rica, I don't even think they even had an attempt on goal. So yeah, Spain did really well. And in that group as well was Germany against Japan. So that game was the earlier kickoff on that day. And Germany went 1-0 up through a penalty. It was Gundogan who scored it. And yeah, they wasn't playing amazing, but they had quite a bit of territorial possession and were pushing Japan back. But for me, Germany lack a striker, and it showed as well in that game as well. And yeah, Neuer made some good saves for Germany, but Japan just came through late on and scored 2 goals to surprise Germany. It was another shock victory and a turnaround as well. So normally when you get a shock in these sort of like World Cup games, it's maybe when the smaller nation, or well, I say smaller nation, but the lesser team, the team with less quality, should I say, they tend to score first and then just sit back. But in the games with Saudi Arabia and Japan, they've managed to come from behind, which takes a lot of character, and get their wins. So yeah, Germany, for me, I think they're going to go out in the next game because they play Spain. Spain have already got 3 points in that group. Japan have got 3 points, and they play Costa Rica. So Japan play Costa Rica in the early game on Sunday. So I'm going to assume that Japan win that. So that'll put them on 6 points. And then Spain and Germany will play each other afterwards, and Germany would need to get something out of that game to avoid going out. And I think Spain will beat Germany for me, so that would mean Germany would go out, and it would be kind of a shock as well. So with them going out with a game to spare in the group games. So yeah, and yesterday Brazil made an appearance for the first time in the World Cup as well. So there was a lot of Brazilian fans in the stadium, and the Brazil team posted a video of them like dancing as they were coming into the stadium. It was nice to see, actually. Very good spirits they were in, seemed quite relaxed. In the first half against Serbia, it was quite even. Brazil didn't quite click, but then in the second half, wow, they were amazing. Yeah, they started to pass the ball around a bit better. Neymar got an injury, but he managed it. Yeah, he looks like he's going to be okay according to the manager. Richarlison scored the first goal, and then the second goal, which is the one that everyone's talking about, he popped the ball up and then managed to turn in midair and volley it into the corner. It was an outstanding goal. For me, it's probably the goal of the tournament, along with Saudi Arabia's second goal, but I'd say Richarlison's goal so far was the best. And yeah, also Portugal, they got up and running as well. Ronaldo scored. So it was a penalty for Ronaldo. He won the ball, and then they got fouled under a challenge. I thought it was one of them where it was kind of soft, but I can see why the referee gave it. And yeah, Ghana managed to equalise to make it 1-1. And then yeah, Portugal went 2-1 up. Bruno Fernandes got an assist, so he set up João Felix, and then he got another assist, and Portugal went 3-1 up. And then it got quite interesting. So Ghana got one back, and then right at the end, the Portugal keeper was about to roll the ball out, and he forgot to check back behind him. So, and then as he rolled the ball out, the Ghana attacker managed to run from behind and snuck up behind him, but he slipped. So he could have, if he stayed on his feet, he would have had an easy tap in, and it would have been one of them embarrassing moments that would have been played over and over again. But fortunately for Portugal, they managed to get back. So yeah, this World Cup's getting a bit interesting now. Messi, Ronaldo and Mbappe have all scored, and Neymar is up and running as well. He hasn't scored, but I thought that he played all right as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good World Cup. So I've just finished watching the Wales game. They played their second game against Iran, and yeah, I thought it was quite an even first half. It was 0-0. They had a chance through Kiefer Moore, and Iran had a goal disallowed as well for offside. They didn't need to be offside for that. That was just basics under league stuff. You just got to stay on side there, getting a bit too excited, getting in front of the ball. But in the second half, I thought Iran played really well and started pushing. Azmoun, who plays for Bayer Leverkusen, he was like Iran's outstanding player for me. Like, he was trying to make things happen. He went down a few times with a calf injury, but he hit the post, and then in the same passage of play, Iran hit the other post as well. And yeah, it looked like it wasn't going to be for Iran. But also, Wayne Hennessy made a good save, and Wales defended quite well in this game. But then the turning point was a rush of blood from Wayne Hennessy when he came out, and he's the Welsh goalkeeper, Wayne Hennessy, and collided with the Iranian player, and it was a dangerous play, serious foul play, so he got sent off because he was outside the box. So first the referee gave a yellow card because there were Welsh players covering, but it was a bad challenge, to be fair, and they went to VAR and then upgraded it to a red. And then Iran scored 2 goals in the time added on to make it 2-0. So yeah, Iran deserved to win that for me, and they played a lot better than what they did against England. But it just goes to show how good England were against Iran as well. So England can win tonight against USA, I think, and if they do so, they'll pretty much top the group as well, because they have a superior goal difference, and they'll be on 6 points and Iran would be on 3, and it would mean Wales and USA are on 1 point each. So it's a good opportunity for England to get a win tonight. And then I don't know about resting players because it's Wales on Tuesday and it's a bit of a derby. But yeah, it's a good opportunity for England to put their stamp on this group and secure top spot as well, pretty much. So I think it'll be a good game. So yeah, that's the World Cup so far in brief. And yeah, I'll drop another video later on as well. So thank you and peace out.